Okay, folks, what are we now? We are the 23rd of February 2023. Welcome to a pre-US look ahead. So, what we got last night from the Fed minutes was that several participants were willing to do a 50 basis point hike, but of course they agreed on 25. So a little bit kind of like saying, listen, we had a sledgehammer, but we just used a butter knife. So you know, hawkish, right? Hawkish. And so what we were looking at last night in the call was for essentially, actually, if I just blow up the 60-minute, we were kind of trading. As you can see here, we are going to open on the seven candle here. Or sorry, hold on. Sorry, we opened on the 7 p.m. candle here. And I was saying at the time, before we got the data, that if this came out hawkish, that essentially the market would probably try and take out the high on the day range, but we should be seller there. And sure enough, that's what we had. Similar to what I was talking about with Jason, you just can't stay in trades. If you were a seller pre the data here, and you're on day trading, tight risk, intraday risk here, you might have had to, well, if you'd have to be seller on the high and then really scale into it here. And where would you be stopping out is the question, above PVH, who knows? So, but, nice opportunity to sell this bid here on the SPOOs and then ride that trade down in towards pretty much the close, essentially. And then you got this little gap up on the reopen on electronic trade here that we've had. So, that's the SPOOs. I think for today, I mean, it's hard to say which way are these markets going to go. They're going to go up. They're going to go down. I think we could put in a new low today, but not without pushing higher. So again, I'm looking, as you can see, at 43s for the shorts still. So that's the SPOOs. And we are quite beaten up and quite beaten down here on the daily bars, as you can see. Caught within this range. So I'm kind of saying, well, if we get onto the 43s, we should sell and look to come down in the range. And then maybe we can kind of get back up outside of this bull flag that we have here. So that's it on SPOOs. The Dow, yeah, look, really nice. Came into this area of support that we've been looking at for a while. That is from my daily charts. We'll just look at that. So here it is. Yeah, look at all, we have it on here. Basically, it's really nice line in the sand that goes all the way back to March 2021. But again, more recently, you have seen the excess into this area. And again, yesterday was no different. So longs, I think this is going to invite actually quite a bit of buying from this line in the sand, because you can see what happens pretty much every time we kind of are above here and trade into it from the upside down. Testing for really good supports, bids are there. So from looking at the Dow chart, it looks like we are going to have a pretty decent day on the Dow. Looking elsewhere, Europe here. Yeah, we had this sort of a bit of a push and rally around the open on DAX into new highs. Was up about 0.5% at that point and just smack down here. We've had the final Eurozone core and headline CPIs come out. We just had a small beat on the core CPI year on year, 5.3 over 5.2 prior, and expectation 5.2. So, that's a sort of a hawkish part of this data that's come through, but the rest coming through in line. And on the right side of expectations, or right side of the prior readings, I should say. So trending downwards. So we're selling DAX, we're selling Bund here. What else? Euro, yeah, really beaten up. New lows on the euro, and dollar getting over onto new week high on the week so far, and high on pretty much near the high on last week here at the 104 spot 67s. And VIX, look, if you want to kind of get detailed, you have to join the room and join in the conversation we have and how we track the VIX and how we use it to get into a lot of these really nice equities trades. And so that's kind of it. Oil, before we go, let's have a look at oil. We're trading one side to other. So, we're looking at shorts up here, because essentially the method is, if we come into a flag pattern like this, a pennant. Actually, it's called a pennant pattern. And the pole is the direction we come into it from. If the pole is moving downwards, my theory is we exit moving downwards. So we're really looking to be seller on the top and then scaling out as we trade down. And so that's what we did yesterday. You know, a seller at 96. It's not after a couple of stop outs, I will add. Just trying to sell essentially what was P-Val here, keeping very tight risk. But, you know, got on this eventually, shorted this down, closing this gap that was 74, 36s to 66s. And then, you know, it drifted a wee bit lower. We were actually looking for 73s to trade down here ultimately. But, you know, you got to take the money when it's on the table. You don't go broke by taking profits, which is the big common saying. So, look, I think sell pullbacks to anywhere up to 75, 96 is PVAH even. Sell that, bang, down we come. And look for 73s. And then I'd be really careful about selling on 73s. You know, again, I'd probably be looking to sell somewhere around 74.50s tomorrow if you want to sell for a breakout. But, you know, it's got a huge potential to just, once we trade 73s, 72.50s maybe, and come right back up into the range. So do be careful there, guys. All right, that's it for me for another pre-US session. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are confirmed to go for orbit. Roger.